want to take a moment and talk about the driving in Cyberpunk 2077. A lot of videos that I see are people driving in the third person, and while third person driving definitely has its perks, I find driving in the first person is the best way to experience Night City and all the different quirks that she has to offer. Now, I understand that this could be applied to any open world game with cars, but with Cyberpunk, it's just something that draws you in more than Saints Row 3 or GTA 5 or any of the other open world games. From the pretty lights and bustling city to the two koi swimming, every single sight, and even the gang members randomly on the street that you could either stop by and help the civilian or just drive by and know that they're probably gonna die without you. Either way, this game just draws you in way more than a lot of the other games, at least in my opinion. I'm one that gets immersed into the games that I play, especially the first time through. When I was finally able to drive a car, I was caught off guard when it switched to third person. But I tried it out for a bit, then decided to try first person driving. And let me tell you, I was more garbage in first person. I constantly wrecked into civilians, killing them or throwing them off the bridge, getting warrants out for my head. Something I probably could have prevented by staying in third person, but there's something way more enjoyable coasting through the violent filled streets in first person. Each drift and turn that I successfully maneuvered was a shot full of dopamine to me. I even did Claire's races all in first person, and let me tell you, that was hell. I was able to finish the first two races first try, and it took 7 tries for the last race, but each of them felt way more rewarding than if I were in third person maneuvering the camera so I could see what was coming up ahead. Now, I know I'm bringing up a good point about immersion for first-person driving, but I also have a few complaints as well. For example, there are no mirrors whatsoever in any car, or backup camera, so don't even think about reversing full speed, otherwise the NCPD will be up your ass faster than you can ask yourself, was that a speed bump? Speaking of speed bumps, a second complaint that I have isn't necessarily towards first and third-person driving, but rather the AI themselves. I can't count how many times a random person has jumped in the middle of the street when I'm going 60 plus in the right lane, as it seems the AI are programmed to do two things when they see a car get 1 inch too close within the curb. Either A, jump safely out of the way, or B, like many I have encountered, enjoy throwing themselves into traffic trying to get me to stop. But no, they're not going to get me to stop for their insurance schemes. Another complaint that I have was that combat in vehicles just isn't exciting at all. But we do have that new Phantom Liberty 1.7 update, so I am going to hold off on that until that's released. I'm pumped! I'm going to be able to finally drive by gang members with my quick hacks and guns, or drive a motorcycle first person with a katana down an alleyway and slice all their heads off before they can even blink. It'll definitely add a lot more immersion to my playthroughs while I'm driving through Night City. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not meaning to harp on anyone's preferred playstyle, first person or third. I'm only recommending that you take a few joyrides in first person, or even try pulling off a couple cool tricks on a motorcycle like David did in Edge Runners in his car in first person, just to get that experience. Now anyways, thank you all for watching and making it to this part of the video, and for anyone else interested, here's some more clips of different cars I've driven and crashed while doing gigs in Night City.
USA's international segment, reports of hardship have emerged from Alaska. According to the Incorporated Press, corn harvests have dropped by 80% from last year's yield. Provide nearly 80 million bushels of their crop to Biotechnica, the engineers behind the frost corn hybrid species. The city of Juneau now faces a difficult choice of whether to honor the agreement as to the NUSA's protectionism and trade war policies under President Myers. In science news, Biotechnica researchers have announced
the purgatory he deserves. And perhaps as a moment to examine his conscience. Let's hope he finds it before the trunk opens back up. This concludes our contract.